There's a heart-wrenching story unfolding in Abilene, Texas. Young Zach Fernandez, who's 12 years old, was shot in the head in what was apparently a drug deal gone bad. And since then, he's been hospitalized, and we're following his condition. There's been apparently some concern on the part of his mother about the treatment that he's received at the hospital there. And his case was since referred to Texas Right to Life for information and perhaps some intervention. Today we're talking to Rachel Bohannon of Texas Right to Life. Rachel, could you tell us perhaps an update of what's going on with the young boy?
Yes. His condition is stable. He's breathing on his own. His brain activity is fine, but he's heavily sedated. So his mother was concerned because, as any mother would be, her son's been severely injured, but she discovered a couple of days ago that his doctor, without her knowledge or consent, withdrew food and water from her son, and then also secretly slipped a do not resuscitate order into her son's file. So when she found that out, she didn't know what to do. She didn't know what her rights were as the patient's mother. So that's when she called Texas Right to Life, and that's when we got involved in Zach's case.
So you're saying that the child was denied food and water by the hospital? How can this happen?
Unfortunately, doctors in Texas are protected by law to do this, to deny food and water, and like I said, to put a do not resuscitate order in a patient's file. And really, those two things together is a death sentence. Dehydration can trigger cardiac arrest and any number of problems in a patient. And so if the dehydration, if it went unnoticed by Zach's parents, had have gone far enough, he probably would have ended up in cardiac arrest and needed help. But with the do not resuscitate order in his chart, the hospital would have done absolutely nothing for Zach, and he would have died. Cases like these often go unnoticed because the parents and the patients don't know what to do in these cases, and these parents had the knowledge that most patients don't do to call Texas Right to Life.
What exactly can your organization do for a case like this?
We can educate the patients and their caregivers about what their rights are, and we did that in this case. And then if things get worse, we can hook them up with an attorney that can give them more legal counsel.
What's the name of the hospital where the child is being cared for now?
He's being treated or put on a death sentence at Cook Children's Medical Center in Fort Worth.
Is that affiliated with any larger organization? Is it religiously affiliated, for example?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And is there any idea that you've heard of his prognosis?
The last I heard yesterday afternoon, he was stable, he was doing well, and he's actually been improving over the past few days. But after the mother confronted the doctor about the do not resuscitate order, he took that off the chart and he reinstated the food and water. So Zach is safe for now, but yesterday the hospital was threatening to convene a death panel, which they call an ethics committee, because when she confronted the doctor, she was told in no uncertain terms that he didn't want to treat her son anymore and that they needed to find alternative treatment for him in an alternative facility. So really, it's just a waiting game, and we're waiting any day for the hospital to convene their death panel to give him a 10-day notice to leave.
This is really a heart-wrenching story, Rachel, and we'll continue to follow it. Thanks for coming on, and please keep in touch and to give us some updates on his condition. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
This is Martin Marias reporting for Sparrow News.